Hey guys, this is WhatiF here, and I thought we would do something a little bit different, and it's going to be basically like story time Saturday or Saturday story times. Probably the other one because that sounds a lot better. So what you're seeing on the screen now is, in fact, NASCAR 09 online gameplay. Now, why is that? Obviously, in the title, we're going to be talking about NASCAR 09 and just my experience with it, and primarily just the online aspect of it because that's what I played the most of back in the day. And I guess we'll start with the beginning. So I got this game on Christmas Day 2008, and I played online for a bit. Didn't really have anyone to play with. It was my first ever online, or my first console game. It was my first console to have online and racing with other people. So didn't really have anyone to start off with. So yeah. But as you see, I spent a lot of time online. This footage here is from February 13th to March 28th, so it's only within like a span of like a month and a half that I captured. And this is right around the time when people would make videos of this game. It was right around this time, late 2010, and a lot of my online experiences was really fun. Like I overall had a really good time with it. Obviously, as you're seeing, most of these clips are from Daytona because that's really about the only good thing that this online had was just restrictor plate racing because it was really solid. The internet connection was phenomenal. You rarely had any lag or any sort of net coding issues. So overall, the experience was very solid, and the group of community, like of people that you would race with, was pretty consistent. Pretty much every night between a span of 3 to 11, there would always be people hosting these Daytona lobbies. It would always be, for the most part, as you see here, very quick races. Like there's 5 laps. There's some that would be a 20 laps with speed comp, and speed comp was always an interesting element because it would always give you a shot. Even if you wrecked early on in the race, you always had a shot to come back from it. So that was like interesting too. And overall, I kind of just miss it, just because the group of people that this game like gathered and garnered was really good. You always knew who you were racing with. The people you would be in these lobbies with, you can trust them. The host had a lot of capabilities in being able to kick people from lobbies. So if there's somebody trolling, somebody like the host can literally mid-race just kick them, or they can kick them even if they're in the lobby and they're doing stupid shit in practice. They can kick them, or if there's other people, like if a troll or something joins, people in the lobby can say, hey, this guy, caused problems, and the guy can get rid of him. So it basically had what a lot of the Heat games would later have, but it actually would have a little bit more. Like I said, you can kick people during like the race and stuff. And also the online was generally stable. Obviously, you get stupid shit like that happening on the starts where just somebody will glitch out and wreck. But compared to what 2011 would provide, which that'll be another story for next week on how bad that was, but yeah, this game was not perfect. As you can see, the game was not perfect, and it had stupid shit like that. But at least the racing element was good. The online connection, the stability of it was always really good when people were racing. As you see, there's no net code, there's no lag. The wrecks were goofy and dumb and everything. So it was just an overall good time. I just have a lot of fond memories of it, and really, I think this game just came at a right time for me because this was 2011. This is still back when I really loved restrictor plate racing, and that was always the things I would always run on. And that's what most people did in this game. And here, one of the most probably my most insane thing I've ever captured was this flip that I think it was like 26 flips I counted. So that was just insane. But yeah, it was just a fun time. I really miss it compared to what we got with 2011 with how bad that was. This is way better. And even then, it still had problems, as you see. It was still a dumb, stupid mess. But it also helped, too, that there was a group of people I did eventually find to race with. There was Smoking Routers, there was Kurt Busch Fan, Army of Fortune, CGP, and everything. I later would eventually find Revan Lateralis, who created Nork, as well as Joseph Lombard and Twissy4. Like, those are the people like I eventually found through I found them through their videos, and I eventually was in their lobbies racing with them. So it was just a completely different time, and I just miss it. I just miss racing with those group of people and everything, and just overall, just I remember just having a good time with it. And you would have ranked lobbies. It would keep track of stats and everything. So it really it felt like it had it all, like everything you would need for a console game in terms of just the features and mixed in with the goofy, stupid stuff. And it just really seemed like it had it all. Also, when you paused, as you see, you can ghost the car. So if you're about to wreck in front of the whole field, you have an option to pause the car and not just take everyone out with you, which is just neat. So, with the ranked lobbies and stuff, it had a lot of interesting things. It would keep track of your stats, where you rank in the world. I remember at Watkins Glen, I think it was like in the top 10 or 15 at one point. So that was always kind of neat to see, and it had its own system and how it tracked all that. It was just cool. It's not like now where there's just like nothing, like literally nothing that keeps track of stuff. So that just, I don't know, it's just sad. Like, things have fallen so far from like the console side of things. When you look back at this, like, it was not that bad in comparison. I remember everybody in that time period was tired of the game. They hated it. Obviously, once 2011 came out with how bad that was, everybody basically came back to this game and played that all the time. That just puts it in perspective of how bad 2011 was, where people were willing to go back and play NASCAR 09 like online. But yeah, it's just 2011 was just that bad, and 09 just, what saved it is just you knew who to race with, you knew who you were racing with. It was always a tight knit community, and once it got to 2011, basically it just pretty much just it fragmented and just it split off into different things, and the people you remember or were familiar with in NASCAR 9 just either weren't there, you barely remember them, or they just literally just stopped playing these games altogether. So it was always just it was just so consistent, like with the people you're racing with, you knew who you were with, and that's what was the most comfortable thing, is going into a race, you kind of knew what you were expecting, or at least you're going to at least expect it to be a rather clean race. I mean, you're always going to expect wrecks, but you're not going to expect anyone to like just downright troll. So the trolling was kept to a minimum, and everything. So obviously the game had problems online. Really, the only thing you could play at that was fun to drive on was Atlanta, which is basically like a full throttle track anyways, and Talladega and Daytona. So those were like really the only three most people would ever run on. Obviously for me that was never a problem, but if you were trying to find other things to race on, it would basically, you would have to find it in a league race, which I think I'd done a couple, but nothing really ever lasted. And yeah, it's just once I ended up finding a group of people to race with, it was just always really fun to race around. That's how I ended up knowing Revan. That's how I ended up knowing Lombard, was through the videos and then all that stuff. And then yeah, it was just, I don't know, I just miss it. It sucks. As you saw right before the race started, you had like a ready up system. Obviously, there was red for when you're not ready, green when you are ready. So a lot of interesting, cool things that this just was never done in later games. But I remember even back in when this game was out, basically it only had one green white checkered attempt. Obviously by 2011. There was 3 green white checkered, so the game was already outdated. EA never bothered to update that again, so they just kind of threw it out there, and then that was it. They eventually shut down the servers in 2011. Midway through the year, sometime in May, which was a shame, because then literally all people had left to play was 2011 online, that was a joke in it of itself, with how bad it was and just how it never worked properly. So yeah. I went through a couple of different usernames during that time period. My original one was RamboX222, which was my original YouTube account before this one. As you saw there, my other username was AIDSmobile LOLXT, which is disgusting, or I guess not disgusting, but just ridiculous. But when you understand the context of why I had that username, is because my friend that passed away literally, ended his life. One of his funny things he would say is that. And It was silly. It was goofy. And I created that username in memory of him. Nobody really understood that, or people obviously at face value won't understand that. So that was the backstory behind that. I remember people being baffled by it. I'm amazed I didn't get banned on Xbox because of that, because it was so just ridiculous. But and then the third iteration was the WhatiFRacing one, which is the one I use today. I don't know. I don't know. It was just a different time. It was just a different time in my life, and obviously Wonder, that's another person that was always doing those races. I was always in his lobbies, and obviously just because I raced clean, I was able to keep racing in those, and it never really changed, or I never messed up. So that was cool. The game was goofy. It's stupid with the way the wrecks were. That was just insane. Yeah, I just miss it. For all its dumb shit, I do miss it. I miss the people I was racing with, and it was just such a different time. And it's just sad because it never really. It was so after this game, everything changed. Everything got worse. The community was so fragmented with the online. So much trolling became a thing by 2011. I think I still ran in public lobbies in 2011, but after that, I never touched public lobbies really ever again because it was literally worse. And then this is when the large Farva and the NASCAR online troll videos became a really big thing. So it just kind of left me really unmotivated to really bother with online. So this was a time before that happened. So it was just nice. Everybody lived in harmony, relatively speaking. And it was just Waffle House 24. I remember that username. That was another one I always ran lobbies. Now, as you see there, it's kind of blurry, but Revan was in the 31 car. So that's when I was starting running Revan's, or I was racing with them. I don't think it was hosting it, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. I just miss it. It just sucks. And it was just a different, like I said, different time. And I do miss it. It just sucks. I don't know. I don't know what really to say. It was just, I'm running out of things to say. I think that might be just where we wrap up the video because, yeah, it's just, I just missed that period of time. I just wish I still had those people to race with, but everybody moves on and it always feels like I get left behind. So that's just how it always seems to be for me. Whether that's my fault or not, it always seems like the people I race with online or something, one way or another, things change. Obviously, I guess this is later, but no, this was not the game. I think it really started in 2011 with racing with all the people that ended up being creating a Nork and stuff. So that's a video for another time, but. Yeah, just it was just a different time period. I just wish people that would understand what it was like or just how fun it was. I mean, it had a very limited range of what you could race at, but really the racing at that track at Daytona was just so good. People just kept coming back to it. So it was just always a good time. So yeah, just surreal to think about. But I was there from I wouldn't say from the beginning, but I was there during that whole period of time to be able to experience just the online aspect. And then you see my username changed to WhatiFRacing. So yeah, at some point I changed it. So yeah, just it was just nice. I think I ended up getting over 320 plus wins. It was something like that. And I think the last one I got was the day before 2011 came out. So I remember that. On my channel, I'm not sure if I still have it up. I think I compile all of my wins I started recording from that month and a half span into just one video. Because I think in that span I got 20 more wins or something or something. I can't remember, but I know I won not a good bit, but I felt was a lot. But obviously with everybody racing at Daytona and Talladega, I always thought it was hard to win at. As you see. You could pause while you wreck, so that's always cool. I was too late on that apparently, but yeah, I don't know. I just miss it. Just a different era. I don't know if anyone that watches watches now was around what, NASCAR 09, or maybe they remember racing with me. I remember DJ Debo. That was another one. Yeah, just it was just nice. It's definitely good to watch this video just to remember some of the names. But yeah, it's just different times. I just wish people were around to race in it. Obviously, online's not a thing anymore. That server got shut down. And yeah, well, I guess that's all I have to really say. Maybe next week we'll talk about NASCAR 2011 because I have a lot of bad things to say about this. Was more kind of like a nice nostalgia, reminiscing. 2011 is going to be a whole other different beast. So maybe I'll do these as a weekly thing for Saturday because I don't really upload on Saturdays. So that might be a thing I'll do. I don't know. But there's one more thing too I wanted to kind of bring it up before I end the video. But it's just just how much I played this game. I mean, this and GTA 4 were the two games I played for a very long time. Literally from the summer of 2009, this is all I would play. We would stay up, me, Kurt Busch, Van Smook, and Ryers, we would stay up just running just races online until like 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 in the morning. And it was such a cool thing to experience, being able to be in Xbox Live Party chat with people and talk and just hang out, and that's all I would do. That's all I would do from the summer of 2009. The three things I remember from the summer of 2009 is playing GTA 4 and NASCAR 09, and then Michael Jackson passing away. Those are the three things I remember, obviously because his passing was literally like a global thing. It literally crashed the internet. Like, people forget, like, when he passed, it just literally broke the internet. I mean, the internet literally like overflowed with like Google searches and like broke. It was I don't know if it was unheard of, but at least in my lifetime, I've never seen anything like that. So that was crazy. And then also during this period of time, people would always send messages, or like, I guess it would be like chain logs of messages, or like spam messages. I don't know what it would be really called, but basically it would just be a lot of just really mean things that they would say about him. They would say he would always play with kids, so in his will he wanted to be melted down to Lego so kids can play with him for a change. Like, really just fucked up shit. But I guess it sets a perspective of just how the world viewed them at that period of time, or just how toxic online can get, or just the thing that, you know, online has always been super toxic and shitty and everything. But yeah, just I remember that. Office Depot 14, I remember that username too. But yeah, just a lot, and just being able to play the game so much. I feel like it was a big part of my life for that good couple of years. It felt like, because that's all you had. And obviously with 2011, I mean, I was one of the few that always kept playing at 2011 just because it was the new game. But from 2008 to 2011, before NASCAR the game came out, this would be the game I play the most and every night. And it was just really nice to race with these group of people and just be able to reminisce and think about all this, because you don't really have that anymore with online gaming, because NASCAR Ignition's a literal cessfire or cesspool of garbage, and Heat 5 is toxic too with the trolls. And at least for me, I can't play it properly because the frames dip and stop so much, and PC there's no one online, so I can't really experience that. But yeah, it was just a different time, and it was really cool to be a part of it and just think about it, just because that was wild. I've never seen a flip like that. This game would always surprise you with really weird, bizarre shit like that. But it was a good time. And then obviously some people would stop at the finish line because the physics kind of like changed when you hit the finish line. So things would just explode and people would fly all over. So yeah, it was a good time. Now this is where we're gonna end the video. Good lord, these wrecks. That's where we're gonna end the video. We're gonna wrap it up there. I had that one talking point I wanted to get to originally and I didn't get to. So yeah. Either way, that's it. I'm done. I'm done for real. I'll see you all later, and have a good day.